You ready?
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I am Talia Huff, and this is
Chris Huff.
And together we are
Thee
Huffs. So, this is our second video that we're recording together, and we are actually parked outside in the Walmart parking lot.
Getting ready to let y'all into our life.
Yeah.
Personal life.
We had a discussion, and we decided that we may as well just go ahead and put it on camera because we are always doing real talk, real issues, real solutions, and we just wanted to share with you guys something. So we have had a lot of different milestones in our marriage, and we were just sitting here talking about them and talking about how our childhood, each of our childhoods have affected us, whether in a negative or positive way, and how we're actually a lot alike in certain areas. It's uncomfortable to share stuff about yourself, especially if you felt like if you know for a fact that what happened negatively affected your mate. And right. A lot of times you don't want to talk about things that have negatively affected your mate because you love them, and you know you want to be known as that perfect couple, or you want to be known as that spouse that loves and supports your spouse. But man, we mess up.
Yeah, but we can't love and support somebody and then don't be real with them. Also, we can't be doing what we're doing right now as far as trying to help people, and we can't talk freely about what we've been through, or even letting people into our lives to know the real us, because nothing is ain't nothing peaches and cream about our relationship.
Nothing.
I'm just saying, that's just the yogurt. Like, I'm using that as a concept.
Yogurt?
Peaches and cream. No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Anyways, this is what I'm saying. Like,
so, what was I
how we almost didn't make it.
Right. How we almost didn't
That's
make
the
it.
real topic.
There was plenty of things. But the majority of things shows the strength in our relationship also. But, man, a lot of pitfalls. Where do I want to start? Do I want to start first, or do you want to start first?
It's up to you. You know. I think people like hearing him talk. If you
like hearing me talk,
put in the comments if you like hearing him talk or you like hearing me talk, because I talk a lot.
You know what? I go first because you could talk forever. Me, I be like to talk and get it over with. I like to talk real quickly, conservatively, and get it over with, and then leave it to you to close it. I could be the opener today. So, when we first met, I actually used to work at Walmart. I had a car accident, ended up working at a pizzeria until I got another job, or until I met her. But yeah, it's true. I worked at a pizzeria. I had to do what I had to do,
Did you make pizza?
No, I was the delivery guy actually.
He was,
but I learned how to do. But I learned how to do everything else.
Too,
right. I had just got out of jail, and I was still dibbling, dabbling. So it's over with now. My life is clean. Why not?
Okay, never mind.
Being real. If people know me, they know what I used to do. They know me. Ain't nothing to hide. But yeah, back to that. So in the midst of all that, I met her while I was there. She didn't know that because,
tricked me.
It wasn't a trick. I just didn't know her long enough to tell her yet, and she wasn't around me long enough to even know that. But There's a lot of stuff going on. I had plenty of women that I was dealing with. I had to figure out how to. What? This is true. You probably had 1,000 managers.
Tried it. Tried him and I know him. Tried him and I know him. Found him to be a friend. Tried him and I know him. Found him to be a friend. Found him to be a friend.
But anyways, so we had to close all those doors. Men and women close doors totally differently. I must admit. Women feel like women are so much more free-spirited than men. So women's ties to men are different from men's ties to women. Yeah. Especially when you're trying to break up or let people know that you're going a different direction. And the way you do it, it can hurt the relationship or it can help. And if the other person doesn't understand the way you do it, it just carries on throughout the relationship. And it harbors in your mind. And that's not healthy because you need to learn how to talk and get things out before they get too far. And that is a problem that we had early in our relationship. This is our first time being married. So this was never easy.
We weren't married at the time that this was happening either.
It sure wasn't. We were just dating. We was winging it.
We weren't dating.
We were winging it. We was just
he was my friend.
We just casually having sex together. Is that what you're trying to say?
First of all.
Oh, because I'm saying you saying we were just friends. We was never just anything.
We was friends.
We was doing everything. Don't listen to her. We was all the way in, y'all. She told me to be real, so
he wouldn't let me live my life. He kept popping up and appearing, but go ahead.
I was popping up. Don't care. I'll go with it. I'm here now, so
don't say you go with it.
I must have been popping up. I'm going with it. I was popping up. Sure, I was trying. Apparently.
Stop saying the N-word.
Okay, I was trying to be that dude. Apparently.
Yes.
We're gonna switch up our language. I ended up being that guy though. But anyways, let's backtrack. Hiccups. So
my ears are pointy.
Something that we battled with at the beginning of our relationship was she's been in business for a while. She was in business before I met her. And when you're in business and you're doing things, you're amongst people where people think that you shouldn't be, and you've proven to be a reckoning force in that field, you start feeling some type of way about yourself, which you should. But then when a man comes along and may not be doing as good as
that's
you.
That's not what happened. And that's not why. Okay.
When a man comes along and he may not be doing as good as you, but you like him, but really you don't. You're trying to do everything you can to push him away, but you're trying to figure out why you can't push him away. Why does he keep coming back? You start to try and use that power that you gained over those few years.
Obviously, he's blaming us all on me, but okay, go ahead.
I'm not blaming it all on you. I'm just saying,
lies he told.
Because I was at a down point.
Nobody cared.
Who didn't care? I mean, you kind of showed like you didn't care, but then you had your days where you did care. It was like, okay, I don't want to be bound to a relationship. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And then some days it was, I really like you today. It didn't. Of course it didn't, because you had your own. You was making me look like a It was like you was Geppetto and I was Pinocchio. You was holding the strings.
So basically, he felt like. So basically, what he's saying in a nutshell, I'm just going to paraphrase for him.
I don't think it was your turn, but I'm gonna let you talk on my.
Because okay, so this is what I feel. Because is this story time? Is this like Chris's story time?
Okay, let's get back to it. Come on, you can talk on
so basically, so men, let's be honest, and women, let's be honest as well. So many times when we're dealing with, I don't know, I'm not a counselor. I probably should have been a counselor. But my other mom, she is, and she's taught me a whole lot. And I just love her for that, because now it's kind of like I speak this language. But basically what I heard is he basically tried to say what I felt. Even though I never shared that with him, he basically came to the conclusion that I felt better than him. Like I was better than him and he wasn't good enough for me. I never said that. But I feel like because of his situation where he was in life as a man, he felt like I was superior to him and he felt inferior because of where he was in his life. But I never said that.
I did kind of feel like that because I've never been in that situation before where I was with a woman who actually had so much more to me. Like I've always been in control of my situations. I've always been the hierarchy, however you say it. I've always been at the top. I've always been controlling the situation. So now here I am where I have to be subjected to a powerful woman. A woman that I've always wanted, a powerful woman, which I ended up getting in you. But it was just different, especially when I know that I didn't have what I felt like I should have had to be able to do the things I wanted to do for you and with you. Like, I didn't just want you to look good on my arm. I didn't want you to be my toy or nothing like that. I wanted you because I wanted to look good with you. I wanted to do things with you. I wanted to build with you. I wanted to love you. I wanted to have children with you. I wanted to build. I wanted to build a foundation. Excuse me.
Sorry, you was talking about kids, and I'm like,
don't play at me right now. So, like I said, I wanted to build a strong foundation, and just live a real life. I mean, we are living a real life, but wow,
crazy.
A lot of ups and downs that we had to hurdle.
But I'm sorry for interrupting your story. You can.
No, it's okay. I'll try to figure out like where we really went wrong. Let's see. So another thing is through this little process, every time we go somewhere and we do something, the only reason I really kept hustling while I was with her a little bit was to make sure I had money when we went places, because she didn't mind. Like, she didn't mind fitting the bill.
I thought you told me you had stopped hustling.
Yeah, because you gave me an ultimatum, and I felt like I'm going to better myself, then I need to do what I feel is right by you. I mean, I really felt like I had something special, so I wanted to treat it special and be special at the same time. But so the hustling thing had to stop. So that was one of the easiest things that I ever had to do, because I already had, like I said before, I had already been in jail at that time, so I wasn't going back. I wasn't about to do that again.
Smart man.
And when she gave me the
I would not have stayed around, but go ahead.
I believe it. I've seen it done. I've seen plenty of women leave me, and I wouldn't want to leave me over something that I can control this time.
I would have done one of them.
But man, it was definitely a process, but it was all worth it. Every bit of it was worth it.
But you have to understand why I gave you an ultimatum too. It wasn't just to be controlling. It wasn't just to be controlling. So the reason I gave him an ultimatum, and the ultimatum was between, like, if you're gonna be with me, you can't hustle. And like, you know what I mean by hustle? Like, first of all, as a business owner, as like he described, I had my logo on the side of my vehicle. So everywhere I went, like, people, you don't know me, but you're gonna see the vehicle. Suppose we get pulled over, or for whatever reason, and you're in my vehicle, and now here you are with this marijuana on you, and I own a business. Like, how was that going to affect me? Not only just affect me, but I had two children prior to us being together, prior to us meeting. So how was that going to affect my children? And I had to think about that, because I had never really been with anybody who was actively doing that. And my thing is, if I don't do that, if I work hard, if I'm a hard worker and I'm hustling legally, when he met me, I was working in a newspaper stand. I had a business then. So if I'm doing it, I'm working 70 plus hours a week, busting my tail. I have guys on projects, and they're watching. A lot of those guys were felons, or formerly locked up, or have records and stuff like that, and they respected me. So how would I look allowing now somebody that I'm dating to be doing that? And I would be a hypocrite. So plus, not only that, I'm a church girl. I love God, so I just wasn't about to. I've always tried my hardest to make good decisions, and so it was just, listen, you can do what you can do. You can decide to hustle if you want to. You just can't do it and be with me.
Was that a good decision?
I mean, every now and then I look around like, that was a good decision, but sometimes I'm like, what the hell did I do?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, let's just be real. You think the same thing about me sometimes too. Like, man, was it worth it? And when we really get into here and really tell y'all some of the things, y'all gonna be like, was he worth it too? Y'all gonna think the same thing about this man too when we get deeper into this.
I don't think more about you.
Nah, y'all gonna be like, what? It gets better, juicier. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna give you an ultimatum, because I worked too hard to allow everything that I worked for to just crumble to pieces because of a stupid decision, when I know for a fact he didn't have to do it. And another thing, ladies, is when you meet a man and you see the potential in them, and that you're supposed to bring them up to a certain level, you know that, if we're talking about biblical, which we are, we're Christians and we believe in God, and we're going back to the Bible, it says, the Bible, the reason that the woman was created because it wasn't good for man to be alone. And we were created to be their helpmate. So if we're going to be their helpmate, we can't just fall for anything with them. We can't just get with a man and allow and conform to him. Because if we're a helpmate, then we got to be on our P's and our Q's. We can't just allow and accept any old thing. Especially when we've accepted it previously in our life and it didn't turn out well for us. Mm-hmm. So we don't have time to compromise. And I didn't have time to compromise. But when you're building something for yourself and you work really hard, don't let a man come in and ruin that. Don't make sure that he knows who you really are. And I tried to show him who I really was and not just woo him or try to bag him. I did that already. I had already compromised because, after the story that we told when we first met that first night, we did things we ain't had no business doing on that first night. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. But that wasn't a real representation of who I really was. And he was all in for that person, but then you need to be all in for this other person to continue being with me. Mm. Then you got to be all in for this person who is committed to her business as well. So the floor is yours now. Mm. But just don't tell people that I gave you an ultimatum just because I'm trying to be superior. Mm. No, I saw better in him too. Because guess what? Had he stopped hustling and been a better man and found his path and is doing what he's doing now, and he did that because he made that decision because of me, if he left me, he still would have been better off. If he left me today, he would be better off than he was when he found me. Think about that when you're thinking about your mate. If you left your mate today, based on some of the decisions that you've made with them and how your life has improved, would you be better off if you left them today than when they met you? Mm. Because aren't we supposed to be able to be helpers of each other? So I feel like I'm better because of him. I'm better than when I was when him and I first met, and vice versa. He may not admit it, but I know he's better now than when I met him.
I can admit that. I ain't hiding nothing.
So that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is, if I'm empowering and I'm helping other people, at that time I was. Mm-hmm. I've always been about empowerment and building and helping. So I'm gonna do that for this guy who said he want to date me.
Yeah, but how can we not empower and help at home first?